Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly 20. What a fun video to kick things off. Love the countdown clock, love the music, love your energy, reading the chat. You guys are locked in, ready to go, and I am so happy to be with you. Hey, Raina Parson says, great winning Wednesday. I love that. How have I never heard that before? It's winning Wednesday, baby. I love that. Hey, welcome to Weekly 20, you guys. My name is Adam Olson. I am your host. And what a joy and a pleasure it is to be with you today. I have hosted Weekly 20 for years, and it's just one of the best parts of my whole week. And I'm so happy that I get to share my Wednesday morning with you. It's a beautiful autumn Wednesday morning here in Provo, Utah. Lehi, the headquarters of LifeVantage, equally as beautiful. I know it's a little later in the morning on the East Coast, and it is, I think, late afternoon, early evening in Europe, and then it's a little later at night in Taiwan and Asia. But wherever you are and however you're tuning in, we welcome you to Weekly 20. We're so happy to be with you. Let's see, I'm seeing Cheryl saying good morning from St. Croix. I bet you it's a pretty nice day in St. Croix. I'm willing to take a gamble that it's a pretty nice we got some pretty nice weather in the Virgin Islands. So I hope that's the case. I hope you guys are feeling good and feeling happy and ready to roll on this amazing Wednesday morning. Well, welcome you guys. We have a very, very special show today with some great guests. But as people are rolling in, as people are joining us from all over the world, I do have a quick announcement. I want to share with you that we will have a special call. Let's see. Disraeli, you may have to help me advance these slides. I can see the controls, but I can't advance the slides.
Yeah, there's a little technical glitch, so today I'm gonna have to advance them for everyone.
All right, Diz is the man. Hey, Diz is the man behind the curtain, and today he's going to help us out. Hey, quick shout out to Disraeli. Disraeli is the man. He is here and doing all the behind the scenes work, making sure this production is so great. Diz puts together the videos, the countdown clocks, all of just everything that makes this production special. So shout out Diz, give Diz some love. We love Disraeli so much. Guys, Weekly 20, we'll be having a very special edition, a special call tomorrow, October 30th at 9 a.m., same time. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So be there, put it on your calendars, set your alarms. We're going to hear from Kelly and Sean, Kelly Olson, Sean Whitney, and we're going to have a Momentum Academy recap. And in addition to that, we'll have important just housekeeping items that everyone will need to know as they go forward and move into this LifeVantage universe. So do not miss tomorrow, both for the important housekeeping items that you'll need to make sure you hit the ground running in LifeVantage, but also a really, really special Momentum Academy recap. And again, that's Kelly and Sean leading the charge tomorrow, October 30th, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So that's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. And then I think it's 5 p.m. our time in Europe. I don't know. It's different times throughout Europe. So make sure that you guys join us tomorrow. Same time as right now, just tomorrow. Well, guys, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be with you. You guys are joining us. A lot of people are rolling in. I want to make sure that we have the biggest audience possible for our special guests. And so, in order to let people come in, I want to say hello. I want to say welcome. And I want to say welcome to two very special guests, Raina Schultz and Alexis Poldzin. These are two amazing individuals from LifeVantage Compliance. And we thought, hey, let's have a really great compliance training today to make sure that we're all on the same page. We're talking about products the right way, the authentic way, and a way that's going to ensure that all of us are building each other, we're lifting each other, and having the very, very best experience possible. So, Raina Schultz and Alexis Polson are going to take a few moments today to share some thoughts and words about compliance, and then we will move forward. So, without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the call Raina and Alexis. Take it away, Raina and Alexis.
Thank you, Adam. Hi everybody. It's actually Rena Schultz. I saw someone else in the chat that was spelled just like my name, Rena Parsons. That's so cool. But yeah, Rena Schultz. I am the Vice President of Compliance here at LifeVantage. Um, Adam, thank you for saying great and compliance together. We don't hear that word or those two words together very often. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I First of all, thank you everyone for jumping on. I know there's a lot going on and we hear compliance and it's people think wow, right? And when we do our trainings, we always try to say it's not a compliance training. It's how to build your business, how to promote the product confidently, right? How to do it safely. So with that, just keep that in mind as we talk today. We've got some great information on how to share the product and how to make your story more impactful. Before I dive in, I just want to make sure, Alexis, are you on? Do you want to say hello?
Yes. Hi, guys.
All right. Alexis is our lead compliance specialist. We've both been with the company. I've been with LifeVantage for 2 years. Alexis just celebrated her 1 year. We were together in a previous company. So we have a passion for not compliance, but for supporting our field and helping you guys build a business and keeping everyone safe. So let's go ahead and dive in. As I keep saying, we're here to protect you and to keep you safe. Let's talk about our compliance mission. Everyone always asks, what are you keeping us safe from, right? So just to give you overall, idea of how compliance keeps you safe and protects your business. So we have, as you know, here in the U.S., we have the FDA, and in other countries, there's, similar regulatory bodies that they basically govern, they watch, they watch how companies promote the product, how consultants, distributors, their sales field, how they promote the product. Because we are a dietary supplement in most countries, and in other countries, depending on how the product's approved, there's certain benefits that we can share, right? And so each country, we're responsible to promote the product of how it was approved in that country. And so we have to be careful with how we make certain claims. And so as we dive into that, just understand that, it is our responsibility as a compliance department to keep up with those because as you can imagine, we're open in several countries, right? There's so many people here from different areas of the world. And so it's our responsibility to understand, what how we can promote each product in each country, and how to understand those guidelines. Sometimes with the FDA, for example, in the U.S., it's very, this is what you can't do, right? And so what we do is we understand those, and then we take it and say, okay, based on this, this is how to promote the product. And so we make sure that we don't send any red flags to the FDA or other government agencies, and that we're here to make sure that, hey, let's help you, promote the product, make sure we don't send any red flags. The same also stands with the business opportunity. We're not going to dive too much into, the opportunity and the business of earning income or anything like that today. We're gonna focus more on product. But as we dive into that, just to understand that, And we are your front line. Think of us as your army. We basically we have a third party system. I always have to tell people we're not Facebook stalkers. A lot of people think, what do you guys just sit on Facebook or on social media and just, watch what everyone's saying? No, we don't do that. There's so many of you and not as many as of us. So we do have a third party system that is wonderful. And this third party system basically crawls the internet, social media, and it just looks for how we're promoting the product, right? And if it finds anything that we would say maybe a regulatory body would flag as a high risk word, it sends it back to our team, and our team reviews it, and we look through it. And sometimes it's a false hit, or other times it's like, okay, we've got, we have a high risk word. Let's reach out. If Adam is posting something, we're going to reach out and be like, hey, Adam, we love your story. Don't stop sharing it, but let's work with you on this one word that could send a red flag, right? If we ever reach out to you, don't feel like it's anything. I mean, everybody, we've had to reach out, to I think sometimes when I do a training, I might accidentally slip on something, and Alexis after is like, you realize what you said. And I'm like, okay, I take it back. So we're human. We sometimes, we just get excited telling our story. And sometimes things will be said that, hey, don't worry about it. Let us help you. If we reach out to you, we will help you find an alternative to that word so that you can share your story. One, so it's impactful, and two, so it's compliant. And then we provide a lot of proactive education. So we have lots of tools so that as you go to share your story, you can refer to these tools and use them to, again, keep it, compliant and impactful. So with that, I am going to turn it over we're going to dive into some approved claims so we can all start sharing our story, right? So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Alexis.
Perfect. Thank you, Rena. I think that's very well said. I love one point that you did mention is that we want you to share your stories. You may not get that vibe, I guess, maybe not the right word, but from other compliance teams, we want you to share your stories. And so today we're going to give you some really good examples of how we can talk about certain products, specifically with PA-B4, and then we'll kind of dive into the Healthy Edge stack as well. So kind of starting from the top, we want to give you kind of an overview of what these guidelines are. So that way, going forward with what you're able to share. As Rena mentioned, our products are registered and classified as dietary supplements here in the US. What that means is that as we're promoting the products, whether it's the benefits of the products or our own personal stories, we want to really focus on how the products can support or maintain healthy functions of the body. The opposing side would be called a drug claim. So with the FDA, any product that's going to be registered and sold, they have different guidelines of how you can promote a product, right? If it's registered as a food, if it's registered as cosmetics, they have like different guidelines of what you're able to share with those different products. For drug claims, they go through a more intensive testing process for the safety for those products to be able to share that they are able to help with different diseases and conditions. With that said, as a dietary supplement with PA-B4 or an activator, we just want to make sure that we are avoiding promoting or connecting our products with those different diseases. Now, that does fall into two different areas that the FDA looks for. So we'll kind of give, again, very specific examples, but the first one, as you can see here, we love a good do's and don'ts list in compliance. This is very common for a lot of the support tools that you'll see. But the first that we, really look for, that the FDA looks for, is a direct claim. I'll get to that here in just a minute. But what that means is a direct correlation between our product and, helping, treating, curing, or preventing a specific disease. Now, that gets really tricky with certain areas that are considered implied claims. As you can see here, one of the don'ts that we do want to avoid, and we like to call it the breadcrumbs. So if within a post, just bear with me here, if we have a post that does include any type of disease or symptom, then later on in the post or within the image of the post, it mentions any of our products, products, those breadcrumbs are leading our products to a specific health condition. Even though it may not be intended, if someone were, and again, someone, what we mean and what we're referring to is more so the regulators. If they were to see a specific post like that, that could present a red flag from that side. So as an example, speaking of the gut microbiome, excuse me, making claims that an unhealthy gut microbiome increases the risk of obesity, health conditions, depression, certain cancers, or other diseases, then linking to those claims to how P84 helps a healthy microbiome. You're not directly making that correlation, but if it's within the same post, that could be a concern. One tip too, one other thing, everything that you'll see on these slides will be available on a tool that is coming out very soon, just FYI. So on the opposing side, some of the do's, other ways that we can talk about it. Instead, educate your audience on what the microbiome is. As an example, once I found the microbiome is the center of everything from digestion to immune support and overall health, I started taking P84 to stay on track with supporting my gut. You're still educating your audience on what the gut microbiome is. I don't know about you guys. Well, maybe let me restart because you guys are the experts in P84, but not many people know what that is. And so educating your audience on what that is, what it really means for your overall health is definitely a plus. The other side of that is, another example talking about how P84 supports microbiome health. So an example to that is since adding P84 to my routine, I feel like my gut is thriving. I love knowing that I'm taking powerful products that support the growth of good bacteria. Again, educating your audience, going more in depth into what that means from, your health side. Another example that we want to kind of go over is that direct correlation that we also have available is that direct correlation with P84 and different health conditions. That's anything related to the gut health, Crohn's disease, IBS, any direct correlation from there. The other side of that we also have available are some really great do's. Again, keep an eye out for the do's and don'ts list. It'll give specific examples of how you can talk about it. But really, the main key points that you want to take away from this that we want to focus on are words like supports, promotes, healthy, really those type of words we want to kind of go into a little more in depth. I know that's kind of a quick overview, but I'm going to toss it over to Rena to jump into another section.
Yes. Well, and even just if you could go back one more, back to that slide, Diz, just kind of talking about diseases overall. I think it's really hard. I think the main focus is, when we're saying, okay, we have a great story. You all have a great story. We don't want to take your story away, right? And so it's hard if, maybe your story falls into one of these areas of the don't. Another key thing to remember is, yes, we have some amazing benefits from P84, as you can see on this do side, right? These are great ways to talk about it. But another good way to talk about it is focus on how you feel now, right? A lot of people like to go back and say, this is how I felt, and now I feel like this, which is great, but everyone wants to feel great. What happens is, let's just say, right now we've got 256 people on this call right now. What if, right? Let's say everyone's listening me talk about the amazing P84, and then I start to talk about how I struggled with IBS. And because of P84, I no longer struggle with IBS. Well, one, we can't talk about IBS just because that's what will send a red flag to regulators. But two, out of, the 200 and something people, what if only 2 people have IBS and only 2 people can relate to that? We just lost majority of our audience, right? Most people think, oh, well, dang it, I don't have IBS, so P84 must not be for me, right? So instead of focusing on just one condition, focus on how you feel. I started taking P84. Let me tell you, I cannot, the way my body, my digestive system is working these days, I and you can kind of say, I know this is a thing because I got to learn a lot about this at Momentum Academy, but I'm going to the bathroom regularly. I know I'm supporting my immune system. I know that how important the gut bacteria is. And because of P84, my body feels amazing, right? I didn't talk about IBS. I just talked about all these different ways of how I'm feeling better. Who doesn't want that? So that's kind of another way to think about it. You're going to touch more of the audience rather than trying to focus just on those who are struggling with one thing, right? So talk about how you feel today. Sorry, Alexis, let me.
No, I love it. I think that's a great way. One other tip too, there's typically always a way that we can reshare a story that we'll kind of get into. So if you do struggle with certain things, that doesn't mean that, again, not beating a dead horse, but a broken record here, we want you to share. That's where our team comes in to help with that
Yep.
too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, moving through this, natural activators. I know this is a big one. As we talk about this, and I know Lisa that you guys are as you guys get to meet her. She is a big advocate of this as well. And so we always talk about how our body is meant to already do things, right? And the products help supplement, or sorry, help activate what our body is already intended to do. So, talk about that. Talk about how, and I know that there's other things out there that can help you, and it's prescription medications. We want to stay away from saying, hey, I was on medication because I was on omeprazole because of really bad heartburn, acid reflux. Unfortunately, because omeprazole is considered either a prescription or over the counter, depending on how you get it. But we can't relay that, we're replacing prescriptions, medications over the counter with a dietary supplement. But instead, brag about how P84 goes beyond basic gut supplement by activating 14 key peptides that regulate, repair, and restore your gut health from the inside out, right? Talk about how, I love this product because it activates what my body could do, but just needed a little help, right? And so we're kind of still telling that story without really getting into like, hey, you can get off your meds. But yeah, so talk about that, and it's how it's a natural activator. Next slide.
Perfect. Okay, so the healthy edge stack, this is huge for everybody, right? But we wanted to, again, go a little more in depth into the healthy edge stack. You guys are experts. You, I'm sure, already have a powerful testimony about P84. So we wanted to cover certain ways that you can share your story. With this new stack, there's additional ways that we can talk about certain things of what your story, will come from as you're able to take the healthy edge stack. So again, starting with the negative first, the don'ts, avoiding connecting this product with any of the health conditions, not just the ones that are listed, but really anything that you might need to see a doctor for, or take a prescription drug for, or over-the-counter medication, as Rena mentioned, but also the connections, those implications, those breadcrumbs that we had mentioned that we also want to avoid. And again, focusing on how you're feeling now, steady energy throughout the day, sharper focus, and, mental clarity. I don't know who wouldn't want every single one of these things that are, benefits that are on this list. So really focusing in and keeping it a little more simple as far as what benefits you're feeling, really dive into how you're feeling from that side. All right, to finish this out, Rena mentioned that we have some tools and resources that are available. Our email address is right there, right? If you ever need anything, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our email is compliance@lifevantage.com. Whether that is a specific question about something compliance related, or you need help with your testimony, please write it up, send it over. We would love to take a look at that. And then we also have a compliance hub that I have a screenshot here for. Rena's including the link for those. We have a ton of different tools that are available for you guys to utilize. Compliance is always here, but if you ever are trying to write a story about Protandim or something else, we do have those available for you guys to take a look at. Rena, anything that I'm missing before we close out?
Nope, you did wonderful. I think the key thing is we're here. Like, let us help you. We want to partner with you. Don't ever be afraid to share your story. Just know that, like, without you guys, we wouldn't be here, right? And if you're not sharing your story, you're not promoting the product, we're not building, right? And so just use us, please. And we know that you have an amazing story. Please don't be scared. If you saw one of those, we're like, here's all these diseases and conditions, stay away from that. Yes, let's stay away from that. But if you have a story that's in that area, there is a way to tell your story. So just know that. Reach out to us, compliance@lifevantage.com. We would love to review your testimonial. Don't worry about trying to make it compliant before you send it to us. Send it to us unfiltered so we understand your full story, and we will help you and give you tips and tricks and help you share an impactful story. So we're excited to get to know all of you guys and get to work with you guys. Thank you, Adam.
Hey, thank you so much, Rena and Alexis. Rena, I'm sorry I said Rena.
It's
Rena.
okay. Story of my life. It's happened my whole life, so you're good.
Oh, I get it. I'm so sorry. Rena and Alexis, you guys are great, and you guys are going to be great partners in this effort to just make this an authentic and effective experience, sharing products the right way and doing it with the very, very best possible results. You guys are awesome. You guys are going to be great partners, and I encourage everyone to reach out to Rena, reach out to Alexis, the whole compliance team, and make them a part of your process. Make them a part of your team. And if you have any questions, they shared the email, they shared the website that you can reach out and get more information. This is a very, very cool effort on the part of both Rena and Alexis to make sure that we're all working together, we're all on the same page. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you for taking that time. All right,
Thank you.
guys. Well, that was part one of our very special call here on Weekly 20. Rena and Alexis gave us a great introduction, or a great just part one. And now it's my pleasure now to welcome Lisa, who is back to give us more product training. So, Lisa Barnes, welcome to the show. Lisa, of course, you know Lisa. She's the VP of Research and Development and Regulatory at LifeVantage, and she is back ready to hit us with some knowledge about one of LifeVantage's flagship products, just one of these superstar products that's just going to change all of our lives in a very, very positive way. So, Lisa, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. And hello, everyone. It's so exciting to, well, for most of you, start off your day with you, maybe end your day for some of you other folks out there. And it was also wonderful to get to meet a lot of you in person during our event last week. Like your energy, your enthusiasm, all the hugs, all the selfies, all the stories, like those things feed me, like they fill my cup. So thank you for visiting me, filling my cup, and starting to build that relationship. And I know that there'll be even more opportunities coming up where I'm going to get to have conversations with each and every one of you and just really get to see your light, hear your story, and just connect on that human level, which makes this business so beautiful. So today, we're going to be talking about our flagship product, Protandim Nerf 2. And I want to give you a little bit of a history behind it, paint you a little bit of a story, and then kind of let you know what this product does and how it pairs with other products and the beauty of synergies there. Because I know there's a lot of stacks that we have out there, and I know there's a big question mark of what do all these do? We'll talk about it really simply today. You'll be able to come out of this and be like, I know what all of this does. Easy, simple, straightforward. So let's go ahead. We'll see if perfect. The controls are working for me. We're all rocking and rolling. So one of the things that we've talked about quite a bit as we've been talking to you and we've been talking to other members of the LifeVantage family is this progression of healthy cells make healthy tissues, which make healthy organs, healthy systems, and a healthy body. It makes perfect sense that if you get to the root of what's going on in the cell, it will have this progression up to your full health. But everyone has not always known this. And to be honest, not everyone still knows it today, that it's getting down to the root of the cell. But just travel back with me a few decades. This was not a concept that was even on the radar. There were discoveries happening every single day. There was people looking at the body and saying, there are these complex processes happening, and saying, there must be something that's driving it. It's not magic that our body is working this way. It's science, but what is it? And kind of going back a few decades, they were starting to discover these things called antioxidants, these specific enzymes that would neutralize harmful things that were happening in the body. Because as your body faces stress, any kind of stress, life stress, environmental stress, food stress, aging stress, all the stress, your body, there's a creation of these things called free radicals. And when they are unchecked, they go throughout your entire body. They cause a lot of damage, and they tend to be the root of a lot of things going on. But your body has a natural protection system, these antioxidants. But going back a little bit, they didn't even know that these existed. So we started seeing researchers digging into, how are these cells able to protect themselves? How are they able to function in this world that we live in? And so the researchers discovered multiple antioxidants, and one of the key ones is called superoxide dismutase, but there are others as well that I could rattle off. But all of these are antioxidants that your body produces itself, it makes it itself to protect it from everything going on in the world around it. Now, what they also saw, as these scientists are sitting late night and working on cell lines, is that when you add stress to the body and you have aging, antioxidant production goes down. And so your stress is going up, your natural protection for your cells is going down, and it's the wrong ratio. We've talked about this. Everything's going the wrong direction. Everything's getting out of balance. But no one was looking for a solution until the researchers that ultimately led to the foundation of and the founding of LifeVantage, until they started asking the question, we now know that these molecules, these antioxidants exist. What if we could influence them? It was a question that had not been asked before. Because before, you were looking at supplements. Let's just fill in the gaps. I'm missing antioxidants. Give me antioxidants. But no one had looked at this approach of activation where you are supporting your body's own production. So they asked the question, can we bring this system, these antioxidants, back up to the levels that they need to be? And so then they started doing research. They started looking at, what are some natural ingredients that when we add them in the right ingredients and the right amounts would stimulate the cells to make their own antioxidants. But it wasn't an easy journey. There are hundreds of thousands of ingredients out in the world. All of those ingredients have different components within them. All of those ingredients could be combined in like infinite combinations. But what it came down to, it had to be the right ingredients in the right amounts. So as a part of the research, they took different ingredients that were standardized to different compounds and tried hundreds and thousands of combinations to see what that right ratio would be. Because the important thing when they were building Protandim Nerf 2 is that they wanted to ensure that every single ingredient that they added to the formula would come together in a synergistic way. You have the benefit of one ingredient plus the benefit of the other ingredient plus the benefit of the other ingredient, these botanicals, but we didn't want it to be 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. We wanted it to be that same equation equals 1,000. We wanted those synergies, and that's what those researchers were looking into. And so hours and hours of testing these blends, and they came up with the blends of milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric, the right ingredients in the right amounts. So they come up with this fantastic solution. The data is looking really promising. They're in their labs doing all their work, and they build this product. And they take this product and they put it on a shelf. They put it on GNC on the shelf. Now, if you ever go to GNC or literally any store out there, think Walmart or Target, and you go to the supplement aisle and you're just looking there, how do you even make a decision of what to pick? There are so many things out there. Early on in my career, I worked at a company that made products for Walmart. And part of our job was make that front of that bottle of lotion or whatever it was so enticing that someone would grab it because it was so hard. There were so many things on the shelf. And that's what happened with Protandim Nerve 2. It sat on a shelf. It was this innovative, cutting edge solution to activating your body's own production of antioxidants. It was game changing, but it sat on a shelf. It was only when there was a transformation of the company from direct to consumer to network marketing that Protandim Nerve 2 found its place. It needed people telling the story to explain what is oxidative stress. It's coming from all the outside factors and it's impacting your body. It's influencing every area of health. Did you know that there are antioxidants that your body produces that fight this and they get out of balance? The whole story I've been telling you, we needed individuals to tell that story. And once we opened up that avenue, it exploded because people didn't realize they needed it. But when they started hearing the story, they realized this is something that affects everyone. This is something that if I take proactive measures right now is going to help me live better. It's going to influence every level of health. And then it got in people's hands. And then there were stories and there were transformations. And then those stories were shared and it just kept snowballing and snowballing. But it all started with a question of we've discovered these molecules in the body. We know they do something significant. What if we didn't just supplement? What if we activated? What if we activated your body's own production of these? And it came down to the explosion of this product was down to voices like yours. But I think what's really important about LifeVantage's history is to know that it's not the story of just one product. We started with one product, but with the creation of Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer, we created a movement. We created something that was so much more than just one product. And that movement is activation. And with that, we became the activation company. We became the company that doesn't just supplement, doesn't just fill the gaps, but truly empowers your body to make what it needs for health. It started with a product, an incredibly well-researched product, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but it became so much more. It became this movement. It became this lens that all future products would fall under. It would be our collagen, which we're going to talk about next week. It would be our mind-body GLP-1 system, which we'll talk about the following week. P84. All of these kind of flowed from this initial discovery and understanding of this philosophy, this cutting-edge approach to health activation. So we've talked about the story, but let's go into what this product is, because it was the right ingredients and the right amounts. I gave you the 5 botanicals, but what does it do? So with activation, we're always talking about it's take it to make it. You're taking the product to make which body needs for health. So with Protandim Nerve 2, you're taking it to make antioxidants. Like we talked about, oxidative stress impacts your body in a significant way. And people don't even realize it. They feel horrible. They feel not right. They feel out of balance. They feel it in every system in their body because your body, we talked about it, cells make up your tissues, which make up your organs, your systems, your body. So if something's not right in the cells, you're going to feel it, but you may not know what it is. But with Protandim Nerve 2, we started educating and people started realizing that if they could take a proactive approach to the cell, we could impact all the way to the healthy body. And so with Protandim Nerve 2, we're taking it to make antioxidants, and those antioxidants are more than 1,000,000 times more powerful than any supplement you can make. What your body makes is powerful, and that's what I want you to come across with this. That same concept flows through every one of our products. The collagen you make is more powerful than collagen you can take. The GLP-1, the gut peptides, all of these things that we can help your body make, that we can support your body, are so much more powerful because they're made just for you. They're tailored just for you. They're going along with how you were made to function. So let's go into a few of the benefits of this. So the top claim for Protandim Nerve 2 is that it reduces oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days. Now, okay, we talked about the impact of oxidative stress. This is not just a cell test. This was in individuals that were taking the product for 30 days and the blood work that came from that. This is incredible. 40%. We would have been happy with something much lower. It still would have been very significant, but 40% is incredible. And the fact that it was actually done in humans, and the majority of products you will find on the market have never been tested clinically in humans to prove the claims they're making. The fact that not only, and we'll talk about how many studies are on this puppy, but this was the study that really broke through. It showed that all the science, all the research on these molecules that were in your body, it showed that we could actually influence them. And it showed that as a result, we could reduce oxidative stress, which is incredibly powerful. It takes a theory, which is cutting edge, and puts the proof to it so that you never have to wonder, is Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer going to work? The proof's already there. It works. And we see with this product that it significantly reduces cellular stress through Nerve 2 activation. All you need to know about Nerve 2 activation is that's the pathway that you're making your own antioxidants. There's a lot more science to it. We know it, so you don't need to. All you need to do is you're taking this product to make these antioxidants your body needs for health. And then we're talking about these antioxidants that are capable of neutralizing more than 1,000,000 free radicals, that powerful nature of what your body makes, supporting your body's natural ability to repair and rejuvenate from the cellular level up, and then helping with its detoxifying genes and regulating all the survival genes. This simple 5-ingredient formula, the right ingredients in the right amounts, natural ingredients pulled from the ground that have this phenomenal impact on health. Not just a story, not just a theory, but a proven impact on health. And going to some more of that proof, this is what blew my mind when I was approached to coming to LifeVantage 3 years ago. There was, first of all, an ABC primetime investigative report that happened. And if you haven't seen this video, you should. It's old and you can tell the date, but the science is still 100% applicable to today. So what happened? Let's paint the story of this. Protandim Nerve 2 is now getting some fame. People are trying it now that people are sharing the story. People are opening their mouths and stories are being generated. And ABC primetime, they're like, we're gonna debunk this. We are going to have this gotcha moment. We're going to have our reporter. He's going to try it. He's going to get his blood work done. It's going to do nothing. And we're going to say, haha, like supplements are a crock. The beauty of this ABC investigative primetime report is that it became our greatest marketing tool, because guess what? When this reporter, he took the product, he took his blood work, he replicated the results that I talked about on the last slide. The reduction of oxidative stress. Actually, his was in a shorter period of time. He just took it for a few weeks because he really wanted a gotcha. And the doctors were looking at his blood work and they're like, what are you on? What are you doing? And they saw that marker go down. And then he became one of our biggest believers because, oh, this product that I thought was just some herbs, just that you could find in your kitchen that you just throw together, powerfully shifted his health because there was the right ingredients in the right amounts. And so that became one of our biggest marketing tools because it was someone who was so skeptical. And I mean, we should be skeptical. We should ask the questions. There's a reason to believe, but we should ask the right questions. And he was asking the questions. But what I loved about him was that when he saw the proof, he's like, you have the proof. You have the proof. And so that was one of our powerful tools. But then above and beyond that, because that's some really awesome third-party validation there, we have more than 30 independent studies conducted by Harvard, Ohio State, American Journal of Physiology, lots of different organizations that saw what was happening with this product, and they weren't going to debunk it. They wanted to say, hey, if it's really as powerful as what they're saying, what if it did this? What if it did that? What if it did this? And so one of the places where you'll be able to, and going back to the video, I see some of the questions popping up. We have it available on our hub. You can find it on YouTube. There's a lot of places. Hub's usually a safe place to pull resources for. It's the same hub that the compliance team was talking about. You can find all those videos and you can easily share. So just if you haven't watched it, watch it, and then you can share as well. But these studies, you can literally go on PubMed and search Protandim Nerve 2, and all study after study after study pulls up. Now, this is a special unicorn of a situation. People don't do this anymore. People don't, like universities don't just grab a natural product and be like, ooh, let me spend our research dollars on this. They don't do that anymore. But it was the right product at the right time that sparked everyone's curiosity of what could be. And so they poured their research dollars into it. And now we have over 30 independent studies. There's nothing on the market that's like this. And it just shows, once again, the power of activation. So much more powerful than just supplementing, which has its place. But this is truly empowering your body to be able to make what it needs for health. So it goes back to the research was there, the idea was there, the right formula was built, and now there's so much proof. And there's so many stories that go beyond that. If you were at the convention last week, Momentum Academy, I hope you asked individuals what their stories were. I had my first global convention 2 months after I started at the company, and I knew the science. I had read all these studies. I had the education. I sat down and talked to individual after. Once they knew who I was, they're like, oh, Lisa, let me tell you my story on Protandim Nerve 2 and the other products. One after another after another. I literally would be in line for the bathroom and I'd have another story. I'd be hiding in a corner because I was a little bit peopled out, and they would find me and they would tell me their story, which was incredible. It made me less peopled out because I was like, oh, I'm getting to hear this amazing story. It was story after stories. I would encourage you, while you're building your own story, listen to the other stories of people who have been on this for decades. And it's really given them a demonstrable change to their health, and it's helped them be able to help others and build an incredible business. Now, that's the product alone. But one of the things I absolutely adore about LifeVantage is we're always asking more questions. So I have an incredible activator. I don't just end there. What happens if I combine these amazing products? What happens? And we've done research after research after research on that. I'm going to walk you through some of these, what we call stacks, which are combinations of products, and let you know why they're so powerful together. So first, we have our Protandim Tri-Synergizer. This was kind of our original stack together. Now, I know this one, people tend to try to overcomplicate. I'm going to make it super easy for you. If you take these 3 products that work through 3 different pathways, you have total cellular health. They work through 3 mechanisms, 3 words, and I have them on the screen: protect, energize, clean out. So with our Protandim Nerve 2, I already talked about it. You're making those antioxidants to protect your cell. You take it, you're making protection. With your Protandim Nerve 1, you're energizing that cell, boosting it to be able to do everything that it needs to do. And then our Protandim NAD, you're cleaning out the cell. Your cell is constantly going 24/7 like a machine. And if you think about any factory, it gets gunked up. The gears get gunked up. Protandim NAD is cleaning out the gunk so your cells can run smoothly. So with these 3, you protect, you energize, you clean out, total cellular health. And what's even cooler is that when you take all 3 of them, each of the functionality of each product is exponentially increased. You're seeing the synergies And we have a patent on this combination because it's so powerful. The results were so unexpected, and we saw those synergies. So when you think Protandim Tri-Synergizer, it's going to be your cellular health stack, and it's protecting, energizing, cleaning out those cells. So you have those healthy cells that become healthy tissues, healthy organs. Now, the next slide is going to go, and you would take them all together, correct? Very few of our products are you having to space out all the day. You can mix your drinks together, you can take your products together, just get it in your body is the mantra that we talk about. There's a few that we have a little bit more nuances on, but the majority just get it in your body. Now, this first stack here is our Protandim Nerve 2, and you'll see a trend here that Protandim Nerve 2 is kind of the base of all of our stacks because, once again, healthy cells, healthy tissues. Now, Protandim Nerve 2 combined with liquid collagen. Liquid collagen is our activator that you take it to make collagen. Now, people were on these two products together, and I kept hearing stories because I always hear the stories. And the benefits that people were experiencing with these two products didn't match with what each product did on its own. There were new benefits. There were exciting benefits. People were talking about, they're like, my gums feel better, my gut feels better, my brain fog feels better, these phenomenal things. And we're like, what is happening? So I asked, hey, can I do some research on that? And our executive team is phenomenal. And they're like, sure, please find out what's happening. And we did research. And what we found out is that not only with these two products are you making your own antioxidants and making your collagen, together you have this new benefit that you're breaking heightened cycles of cellular stress because your cells are just like us. When we are overwhelmed with stress from every source, we're not thriving. We're not doing all the things. We're barely surviving. We're eking by. And your cells are the same way. Your cells are meant to face a threat, take care of the threat, repair and recover, and then do it all over again. It's supposed to be a cycle. But part of what happens with age and everything going on with your cells is that they get stuck in these heightened cycles of stress. They think they're always under attack. And so they're always in defensive mode. They're always fight or flight. So they're barely eking by, and you're not getting top performance from them. But when you take these two products together, you break that cycle of cellular stress so your cells can get back to doing what they're meant to do. And this stack is incredibly demonstrable because of the activation. People feel things and see things, which builds even more belief and helps with retention as well. People will want to stay on this because they don't want to lose this feeling that they have. Now, another stack we have here is, once again, our Protandim Nerve 2 with our MB system. With our MB system, mind-body GLP-1 system, we're taking it to make GLP-1, which is this hormone that works along the gut-brain axis to help regulate your relationship with food, to help you maintain a healthy blood sugar, and also help you be able to not have the cravings for the things you don't need and lets you know when you're full. And so, but when you combine these two products together, you not only are making your own antioxidants and making your own GLP-1, we saw a really cool benefit of these two, or this system, that they were helping to act as a renovation crew for your organs, helping them stay healthy and strong. So not only are you helping your cells be healthy, and then you're helping balance your relationship with food and your cravings, you're helping your organs be stronger because they have this synergistic special benefit that came from activating these two systems. It's incredible because you're going to feel better in the short term, but this is setting you up for long-term results, for long-term health and supporting that journey. And then our third stack, which you should be incredibly familiar with this time, is Healthy Edge. So the last one, I didn't say the name, but that's Healthy Weight. So we have Healthy Glow, Healthy Weight, and then our newest, Healthy Edge. You know what Protandim does? It's making those antioxidants. And now we have the research showing that P84 activates 4 key gut peptides that regulate, repair, and restore your gut from your lining to your microbiome. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. As we dug into every single peptide that this amazing system creates, it kept blowing our minds over and over again. And that's just P84 on its own. But when you combine these two powerful products, you're making your own antioxidants, you're making these peptides, and we're going to see more and more. And it's 14 peptides. Every single peptide that we tested, P84 activated, which is incredible. It's this validation of everything that you guys have been seeing. And I think that's important at the end of the day. It's the why behind the transformations you've seen. It's not the end all be all. The transformations, the life, like the health is the end all be all, but this is the why behind it, so you know how powerful it is. Once again, showing that P84 is a powerful activator. So then let's go really quickly to this combination. It's your ultimate offense and defense, with your offense of P84, restoring communication, keeping those systems agile and strong. And then you have your Protandim Nerve 2. It's the defense, protecting the cells from what hits life throws your way. And what's going to be even more incredible about this stack is we're currently in the middle of some really amazing research looking at what these two products do together. We're going to have that coming out shortly. First, we wanted to see what P84 did on its own, and now we're testing this amazing combination. But what we've seen is that every time we pair powerful activators together, we not only see the phenomenal benefits of each individual product, we see new benefits, we see exciting benefits, we see heightened benefits, we see the synergies. And we're going to have that coming from this combination, I can guarantee you. So we'll have even more to come. But you don't even need that to know that you need to be on both of these products right now. They are powerful. They're getting to the root of what's going on in your body, from your cells to this gut, which is connected to everything, this systemic approach. You need to be on this now. And so it all comes back to the differentiator. I always want to say, like, I want to go back to this. It's never about one product. It's never about two products. It's about this approach. That's what makes LifeVantage so powerful. It's activation. And that's why everything that we continue to release is going to be so powerful, because it will always activate. It will always have this approach of helping your body make what it needs for health. And you can see, you're taking the stack, you're making the antioxidants, you're making the gut peptides, you're having this 24/7 offense and defense. And so what I want to leave you with, because I know we're really close to time, if I get preaching and going, I get going. But what I want you to take away is activation is powerful. Protandim Nerve 2 was and continues to be cutting edge science. And it's not just because it was new targets, it's because of the approach of activation, helping your body make what it needs for health. Protandim Nerve 2 has been put to the test. It's had people try to debunk it. It's had people study it over and over again, these renowned institutions, and it always passes the test. And as we continue to combine Protandim Nerve 2 with other products, and we combine our other activators, we will continue to see these powerful synergies. So what can you do now? The action for today is get on Healthy Edge Stack. You can definitely explore the other ones. Please, the more activators you add in, the more benefits you'll experience. But this is an easy story to tell. Do you want to get your edge back? Do you want to feel the way you know you should feel? Do you want to feel on and ready to go and clear-headed? Do you want to have your digestion working the way it should? Do you want to remove all of the hurdles to help you live your best life? That's Healthy Edge. And so with that, like, you have the information, you already know these are phenomenal products. It's time for you to do what the original people did with Protandim Nerve 2 and open your mouth, share the story, share the excitement, share this life-changing approach to health, and let's start changing lives. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Adam, my friend.
Thank you so much, Lisa. That was so cool. That was such a great presentation, and you do such a wonderful job of representing this science, this development, this product. Like, it fires me up, and I can tell that it does the same for everyone in the chat, because everyone is just on pins and needles, reacting so well, and they just love your energy and enthusiasm about this product and this system, the Healthy Edge Stack. What a cool synergistic system. And you can tell that there was a lot of thought and a lot of purpose behind the coming together of Love Biome and LifeVantage. What a cool presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Lisa. Very, very cool. And let's not forget Rena and Alexis with their amazing messages about compliance and sharing the message the right way to lift everyone up, to build everyone's experience. What a cool call today, you guys. What a very, very cool message with some very, very special guests. So once again, I want to thank Rena, I want to thank Alexis, I want to thank Lisa for your amazing words and your motivating messages. And I want to thank all of you for joining us. And I want to ask you to join us once again tomorrow for a very, very special edition of Weekly 20 featuring your favorites, Kelly and Sean. We're going to have a Momentum Academy recap plus some very important housekeeping items as we move forward into November and beyond. Guys, join us tomorrow. Don't be late. Be there ready to have a great time with Kelly and Sean. And let's do it. So, thank you again for being here. Thank you for making this morning an amazing experience. And guys, let's have a great day and let's take it and make it and have a great day tomorrow and beyond. You guys are the best. We will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. We love you guys. Bye bye.